Guys, massive news today in English football. The Manchester United manager, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, has been sacked. It's done.
My goodness, Manchester United are 7th in the Premier League. Only won one of the last 7 games. It was coming, wasn't it, Theo?
It was. And our job today is to go through it, find out if it's the correct decision, who have they exactly sacked, and how are Man United going to kick on from here?
Well, let's start by asking, why was Ole sacked, Theo? Now, I've just mentioned the league position, but look at that league table. Look at the goals against column. 21 goals conceded in 12 games. Only Newcastle and Norwich are worse. That's a big part of it, isn't it?
That me and my friends were talking at the start of the season. Ronaldo signed for Manchester United Football Club. Doesn't matter what manager you got, he's a leader.
Yes.
You should win the Premier League with your GOAT.
Yes.
A lot of people see Ronaldo as the best footballer in the world. He should have helped Man United win a Premier League title, or at least be in the title race this season. They are nowhere near from that. They are so far from that. And do you blame the manager?
Well, I'll tell you what, Theo. Man United are a million miles off the competition. I think that's part of the big problem.
Yeah.
You look at Liverpool, City and Chelsea United are a million miles away. They lost 5-0 to Liverpool at Old Trafford. That cannot happen, Theo.
They lost 4-1 to Watford. That's why he got sacked.
But Theo, I think the bigger thing is they lost 2-0 to Man City and they were outclassed. It could have been 6-0. If it wasn't for David De Gea, it would have been 6-0. So you look at Man United, you look at City, Liverpool, Chelsea, and you just think we're miles off the pace.
Absolutely. They've got a great squad. You know, they've got 5 foreign world-class footballers, okay? Pogba, Varane, Ronaldo, Bruno Fernandes, David De Gea. They can't make it work. These guys come to the Premier League because they're top footballers and it's just not clicked.
Donny van der Beek, I put him in the top.
Really? You put him in the 5?
I would put him in the class of very, very good young footballers.
Okay, but Dad,
he's not being picked. Now, Theo,
at the start, but I'm not having it from you, because when he first signed, you said he's not going to fit the tactics, he's not going to perform. All of a sudden, Ole gets sacked, and you've gone the opposite direction, saying he's one of a world-class foreign footballer.
I think it's called playing devil's advocate, Theo. 35 million quid from Ajax. Everyone is saying he's one of the best young footballers in Europe. He's not been selected. You know why? Because Ole thought he was too nervous on the big stage, which is funny, because last year, they weren't playing in front of crowds. So my question to you, Ole's selection policies, were they decent?
He's not actually had much selection. When he joined Manchester United Football Club, Carrick, McKenna, all the backroom staff were exactly the same. And guess what, Dad? You know this sacking?
Yes.
You probably think it's the whole team, the whole coaching staff. No, it's just Ole. It's one player. One ex-player, one manager. They've not sacked McKenna. They've not sacked Carrick. In fact, they've upgraded them.
Yes.
They've made them the interim.
Well, one thing that I've noticed, Theo, is good players at Man United playing badly. What I can't understand, I'm a big defender of Harry Maguire, because I've seen him play superbly for England, for his country, on the highest international stage. He puts on a Man United shirt, he turns into a clown. What is the problem there? That surely goes back to the whole coaching staff. They can't coach that team.
Exactly. And the coaching staff will be there for whoever the next manager is. Now, who do you blame? Woodward, the Glazers? Because at the end of the day, they're the ones keeping those coaching staff. Why are they keeping them? If they're not producing results with old managers, why don't they just get a manager to bring in a whole new team?
Yes.
Something fresh for Manchester United Football Club. Because I know the fans, that's exactly what they want. Coming from an outsider, I think it looks pretty dodgy on them.
I would actually like to ask the question, it's related to that. Was the sacking fair? It's very easy to sit here and just slag off Ole. Should we not look beyond that? Because I tell you what, last season, Man United, after half the season, Theo, were top of the league. Now, that hasn't happened until then, since Sir Alex went. And secondly, they finished second in the Premier League.
Dad,
Should we not defend him?
Let's be real. His time was up. He lost 4-1 to Watford. Ben Foster was getting assists at the end. I mean, it was just banter club after banter club sort of games. It had to happen. The thing that wasn't fair is how the Glazers and Woodward got defended by Ole in every single match interview they've ever had. They stood there and said, listen, he never said a bad word about the people above him, Ole.
Yes.
And he goes and gets backstabbed because he got sacked. None of the coaching staff did. Only one person lost their job here. It's like they've done it for the cameras. If you really think one man's going to change the whole club round, it's not the case. This is a bit of a publicity stunt to me.
Theo, do you know what? That could be the root of the whole problem. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came in, and when he came in, he's a very modest guy, and I think part of him felt, I'm not ready for this job.
So maybe sacking isn't fair at all.
Theo, the Glazers and Woodward and all the backroom staff were always going to be seen to be above him. And what I question, Theo, is, was Ole involved in the big decision? So look at recruitment, look at the whole Ronaldo thing, which we should discuss.
Yeah.
Was Ole strong enough to stand up to Woodward, stand up to the Glazers? Now let's take the Ronaldo thing. Was that a good thing for Man United or a bad thing? You're going to sell millions of shirts, but was it good for Man United?
It wasn't a good thing for Man United. And I'm not just sitting here saying, oh, Messi's the GOAT, all of this. Yeah. Forget football quality of players for a second. Signing Ronaldo has made him the centre of attention. Yes. Every time they attack on social media, when they try to score a goal, it's always, where's Ronaldo? Where's Ronaldo? Who remembers Mason Greenwood's form before Ronaldo signed at the start of the season? Unbelievable. Goal a game. It was like he was Ronaldo.
And do you know what? Not just Greenwood. So basically, the GOAT has come in. He's insisting upon being centre forward.
Yeah.
Greenwood is pushed out to the side. That has an effect on Jadon Sancho because he doesn't get minutes. Exactly. That has an effect on Cavani because he's not getting on the pitch. That has an effect on Bruno Fernandes because he's no longer the GOAT of Man United. So the Ronaldo effect, you've made millions in shirt sales, but it's really impacted the team. Because last season, you were second in the Premier League. You were second best team in the Premier League. And you nearly won the Europa League.
I know, it hits home because he used to play for them, 36 years old, but they need to look ahead of that now. Ole's sacked. Was it fair enough? You guys can leave it in the comments. Please take in what we're saying and add to it in the comment section. I'm going to be going down there replying to everybody. I know Thogden is as well. But who would you want as Manchester United manager next? Let's ask United fans. If you ask us, we'll probably say Ole. Who can fix this? If you're a football manager, Man United is the hardest one in the world.
Yes.
Because there's none harder. It's so toxic. You've got a group of players that are individuals. To turn that round is merely impossible.
Do you know what, Theo? I absolutely agree with you. And I'm going to answer a question with a question. Who would want to go to Man United at the moment? And I'll tell you why. This season, you're going to have an interim manager till the end of the season. Will you even be in Europe next season? That's the first question. Because if you're a major, brilliant European manager, you don't want to go to a club that's not in Europe. Secondly, will the manager be treated better than Ole? What I mean by that, will there be a budget of 200 million quid to buy a right back, another centre back, a DM, a CM? Because you need that money, you need that investment. If you're a brilliant European manager, do you want to work for the Glazers? Now, these are the Glazers who bought this club, very clever business, bought this club by loading debt onto the balance sheet, pay themselves tens of millions in dividends. Money that could be spent on players.
Is that what you did?
It's very clever. I mean, you could write a business textbook on how Man United...
So is this how they basically don't put any money in?
Well, it's called a leverage buyout, Theo. You can buy an enormous company not using your money. Use a little bit of your money and a lot of debt. Would a major manager want to work for the Glazers there?
Probably not, after what you just said. Let's be real. And Zidane's missus doesn't even want to go live in Manchester. That's the reason. Would Zidane be able to handle the pressure?
Well, I think he would be an absolutely sensational manager. You know what? With Ole, Theo, it's not hindsight. Watch any of our videos. The day he was selected as manager, Theo, I said he's not up to the job. I said the same about Lampard. We've been proven right on both counts. But I will defend him to some extent, Theo. There's been 4 permanent managers since Sir Alex.
Yeah.
In terms of the game win percentage, Jose was the best, Ole was second.
How about this, Dad? Leicester falling away at the moment, probably because their manager's starting to look elsewhere. Brendan Rodgers.
Yes.
That is the most likely manager to sign for Man United after Zidane right now.
Not good enough.
Not good enough?
No.
The Geezers took Leicester to consider it like top 6 club.
Leicester,
European football.
Yes. Theo, Leicester City, you've said it, and no disrespect to
Dad,
Leicester.
Instead of falling away after they won the Prem, Brendan Rodgers held the ship.
Theo,
he kept it going.
This season, Leicester City have conceded the same number of goals as Manchester United. Only Norwich and Newcastle are worse.
That's because he's getting job offer after job offer. And you want to know why?
So his head is turned. Is that professional?
He did the same at Celtic. It's what he does. But guess what? When you're at Man United, your head can't turn.
Yes.
Your head can't turn. That's why this sort of deal would make sense.
Theo, you need a brilliant European manager. Brendan Rodgers is not in that category for me. No disrespect. You need a brilliant You need a brilliant European manager who can stand up to the owners. Okay. And that is really hard. Who can stand up to the director of football and the owners, the Glazers.
You want a brilliant European manager? Go get Ten Hag.
Yes.
Great quality. Ajax went on a Champions League run where they got knocked out by Spurs semi-final, but that team should have got nowhere near a Champions League semi-final.
Yes.
Is he the man? Would you say he's the best at the options I've said?
That's the sort of name you should look at.
Ronaldo, player manager. Talk to me.
No chance.
No chance?
Absolutely no chance. Theo, no, you get players who are very good players. Let's look at Manchester United. Gary Neville was a very, very good player back in my day. Massive respect to him as a Man United player. Listen, you're not. You have to listen first. But he was nothing as a manager.
No, you just compared Neville to Ronaldo.
No, I didn't. I said we're talking about a different level.
Okay.
I'm giving you an example of someone, Theo, who was a very, very good player, top level.
I get that.
And never made it as a manager. Cristiano as player manager, don't even talk about it unless you just want some views, you know. You need a top level, mature manager. Guy, ideally in his late 40s or 50s, who, like I said, can put on a suit and tie and stand up to the owners.
I'm gonna end this and say, you know what would have been perfect? Antonio Conte. You
Yes.
missed your chance because you beat Spurs by a few goals. Spurs did exactly what they should have done right then and steal their manager that they were asking to talk to.
Do you know what, Theo? This is almost impossible. Do you know why? Because in 2013, a man called Sir Alex Ferguson retired. He won 38 trophies. He won 13 titles. Can you believe that?
Crazy.
13 titles.
Yeah.
How could you possibly live up to the expectations of Man United fans?
Exactly. When you've got a manager that good in the past, it's hard to break it. Guys, comment down below, which is the next manager of Manchester United? What's the best option? And let us know, was the sacking of Ole fair? Thogdad and I have spoken. Now it's over to the comments. Smash the like button. Please subscribe for more debates. And we'll see you in a bit. Bye, guys.